You've stumbled into another nostalgic void. Drifting. With hosts Jared Minikheim, Anthony Denny.
Welcome back to the CLT Diner, where the only dish we have is the CLT sandwich. My name is Anthony. I have the honor of serving this wonderful dish to you. Enjoying today's dish with you is Jared. Say hello to your fellow diners, Jared.
Hey, everybody. I'm back on a CLT for the first time in forever.
Yeah, we are recording old school style.
Very old school style.
Yeah, I got OBS open. We're on StreamYard. I'm by myself. But, yeah, we just recorded, what Oddcast number 128?
26.
26. We just did
It
that.
feels like more.
And, yeah, I had a very busy weekend. My Friday, Saturday, and Sunday was very busy, so I was like,
He was at a wedding.
I was at a wedding. I
was trapped in this fucking TV again.
Yeah.
I can't leave the diner. I keep trying. Like, I keep walking out the door. It's like that new game that came out, that 12 minutes I see people play through the internet that he keeps open to torture me. I just keep coming back to this fucking thing. So
yeah,
that's where I'm at with this diner.
So luckily Jared was available to record after recording.
I didn't have an option.
So, yeah. So what we're going to talk about is I just going to want to open up something really quick, make sure I don't double cover stuff.
Sure I don't overcover what I need, laddie.
But what we're going to be talking about is we're going to be covering some urban legends. You like, urban legends?
By urban legend, do you mean like Bloody Mary kind of thing?
I think Bloody Mary's going to get her own special episode.
I figured there's a lot to that, but I mean...
Or I've already covered...
Like, you're talking like urban legends?
Yeah, urban legends.
Like that sense, then?
Yeah. Now, The problem is, last season, I did an urban legend episode. It was Urban Legends Part 1. This is Urban Legends Part 2. I don't fully remember exactly what I covered.
Fair.
So...
Well, this will be a fun time for everybody here.
Yeah. I know I have 3 that I didn't cover. Those are going to be the first 3 we're going to cover. But...
look out, Gator Man.
Actually, funny, because one of them is alligator related.
Da, da, da. You all won't get to see this, but because we were still on set for What an Oddcast, I could play with the background. I was throwing stuff up.
It was a lot simpler than breaking down the stream, re-uploading a stream.
Oh, it is. But
yeah.
But Anthony has access to this, so if you want a live CLT at some point, then you should hit up at CLT_sandwich.
Yeah. Blow me up, bitches.
The fans decide what we do.
Yeah.
Except for me leaving.
Yeah, that's and me leaving when that happens.
That's fair.
Everything.
Anyway, so urban legends.
Urban legends. So Jared, what is an urban legend?
I have to try to make my brain make that words.
Or your best
urban
estimation.
Legend. Urban legend, I feel like comes from a real event that people then, kind of like your uncle tells you how big the fish was when he caught it. Like, it just keeps getting exaggerated. But in the case of like urban legends, it's more in the realm of people believe that these things keep actually happening, and it's not just like this one time this thing happened. It's if you do this thing's going to happen, or because I know there's some cryptids that are involved with urban legend style, where it's like, hey, we just don't go around this place because of this one time this thing happened, and if anyone does it again, blah blah blah. That's my understanding of it. I know that's probably very simplified. I'm not the smartest man to try to explain it.
That is, I would say, is head on. The definition is a genre of folklore stories circulated as true.
Ha!
So you actually nailed it. So you are smarter than you believe you are.
Ha! I have my moments.
But yeah, they're they're meant to be, legends can be entertainment, but they're often used to concern mysterious peril or troubling events like disappearances and strange objects.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So you nailed it pretty hard.
Yeah. I did pretty all right.
So we're gonna cover at least 3, if not more. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 open.
Okay.
Well, I have 7 open. So let's go through them really short. We're gonna explain about it. We're gonna go more about the details about behind them as well. So to start off, we're gonna talk about Charlie No Face.
Charlie No Face.
And actually, before I get into Charlie, one of these I would like you to take over because I feel like you know a lot of it. So Charlie No Face, also known as the Green Man.
Okay.
It is a local urban legend from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
The Green Man.
The Green Man.
Yes. And as a boy, he climbed an electric pole to see a bird's nest, and he was shocked. He fell to the ground, lost his eyes, nose, mouth, one ear, and one arm.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, and then that he as he grew older, he hid in abandoned houses, and that they call him the Green Man because his skin is green, and you can
because it's green like a turtle.
Yeah, well, green because the shock apparently turned his skin green.
That's not how shock works.
No,
but okay,
it is not. And apparently in the Pittsburgh area, in the right area, Pittsburgh, you can find him wandering around.
Do you think he's radioactive? Radioactive?
I do not.
Whoa.
Oh, shit, punched my microphone.
I made Anthony so angry he had to punch his mic.
No, I mean the important thing about and I'm just going to share an image with you because
I will describe it for these people.
Yeah.
Let's see what we have here. What in the second cousin's fucking their mother is that thing?
So that thing, that is Raymond Robinson.
That looked like, okay, if you have played Fallout, then it's easy for you to understand. Just imagine a ghoul. For those of you at home, imagine kind of like what looks like a zombie, but his face is for whatever reason overly large and how do you describe that? Featured, and it was possibly the creepiest man I've ever seen. That was awful.
Yeah, no.
Was that the Green Man?
Yes, this is the real life Green Man, Charlie No Face, also Raymond Robinson, who. Yeah.
My God, that's what humans look like. Then, my God.
What happened to him? He actually did climb a electrical line, and he was shocked.
Oh my God! So what's his face melted?
Yeah.
Is that why it looks that way?
Yeah. He.
Oh God! It got melted like a marshmallow on a fire.
Yeah.
But then somebody squished it in between the graham crackers and then just kind of peeled it off onto his skull. That's the best description I can give you, folks. That was terrible.
Yeah. What happened was he was climbing an electrical line. He was a pole and he was injured, and it was because the electric line was connected to a trolley, which had 1,222,000 volts.
Yeah, he got cooked.
Yeah, and defying doctors' expectations, he survived, but he lost his eyes, nose, and right arm.
Yeah, he's lucky to have only lost that.
Yeah, and the myth of the legend of the Charlie No Face, or the Green Man, came around because Raymond knew that he had a frightful appearance. So he would walk around at night with a walking stick.
Yeesh.
So, because he still wanted to get out and go do things.
Yeah.
But,
God, you imagine seeing that as a young child? Walking down the road?
Yeah, it would definitely terrify you. And then you would start a legend like, oh my God, I saw a man.
Imagine the leper from the new It movies, but worse. Because it's literally in front of you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
because you have to remove his eyes. So, but he still has a socket. So
yeah, no nose.
That's terrifying.
Oh yeah, it's very terrifying.
Come here, boy.
This.
No, Mister. I need to get home.
I've got the candy you look for.
I don't trust anything you touch. You can't see it. You can't even. No, I gotta go home. Like, that's terrifying. Like, he might have been the nicest guy, but just his look alone gave people heart attacks.
Yeah, which is why
Let me hold the door for you.
He did live. Let me get this. Let me get my calculator out really quick.
And if you think I'm over exaggerating how he might sound, I'm probably nowhere close because it's probably worse.
He did live.
Like, the man's face was melted.
Yes. He did live for 67 years.
God damn.
Yeah, so like as that, he lived for 67 years.
Oh my God, no.
Yep. He lost it all at 8. So, yeah, that's Charlie No Face, an urban legend.
That poor man.
That poor man.
Now he's just a monster in children's
tales.
Well,
sadly, that is what happened. He gets picked on by a couple guys on the internet. So our next one, we're gonna go over.
Yeah, what do we got next?
The sewer alligators.
Oh, sewer alligators! Oh man, I gotta look this up.
Yeah,
I want to see what they have. Let's see what images they have.
So,
and these are New York sewer alligators, right?
Typically,
the classic.
Yeah. So, the legend goes that in the sewers of New York City, there are alligators in there.
Yeah.
Because during the New York the New York Times reports that the city rescues 100 alligators per year, which some are directly from homes where they're kept as illegal pets. So
they have a literal statue.
They do. It's very classic. Because the idea of what would happen is they would, someone would come to, bust them with the alligator, so they would flush them down the toilet.
Flush them down the toilet. They'd survive, but get bigger eating rats. And it's like, no, I'm pretty sure they break every bone in their fucking body going in those tubes.
Oh, yeah, that is definitely a thing. Like a water treatment plant, that shit gets ground up.
Well, that's the thing. God, that I saw recently on a different show, but they got into the discussion about it and I had never heard of this, but divers that do underwater pipe work have to watch a video on how to do it correctly, because when you cut the pipe, the difference of pressure under the water of being under that depth of water, but the water running through it causes the cut that you make to suck things in very quickly, and if you get caught in it, it will not matter if you're wearing your suit or not. It is going to suck everything down, and nobody would ever know you were there.
Oh yeah, water's fucking terrifying.
Oh god, yeah. They demonstrated it with they made a cut, and then this fucking crab comes over. It is just like crawling across. It catches one little piece of his leg, and in 5 seconds, there's nothing left of a crab.
Oh yeah. Water's terrifying. The fact
it's absolutely terrifying. They're like, it's the difference of pressure making itself up with that water, and it's it'll kill you instantly.
Fun fact, and a reason why I probably will never go snorkeling, is that if you can go down really fast in water, but you have to come up at a
You
certain
cannot
speed.
come up fast. Yeah.
Yep. Or if you come up too fast, you will literally explode from the pressure difference.
Yep.
And
you get the bends, puts
Yeah.
air molecules in your blood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you just go boom. So
Yep.
yeah, the legend of the sewer gator really became popular in the 1930s.
Really?
Yep.
Now that seems, wow, that's old as shit. But okay.
Yeah. Because what would happen is that people would go to Florida and they would buy baby alligators.
Yeah.
And then they would try to raise it in New York as a pet when it got too big
Boy,
for
I
comfort.
tell you, this gator here, I'm gonna teach it to protect my new apartment up in that New York City. Oh man, this apartment ain't big enough for you, and he just like flings it out a window. But
Yeah, I do like the idea of like it gets too big, so you flush it down the toilet. How fucking small were these gators before you decided they were too big?
Did you like just walk in the door, set them in a little tank, and be like, "Oh, you're gonna get much bigger than that"? Well, can't do, and you just get rid of it. Like, obviously.
Yeah. In a 1959 book, "The World Beneath the City," the author interviews Teddy May, who has been the commissioner of the sewers in New York for 30 years. According to May, sewers inspectors first reported seeing alligators in 1935. But
yeah, boy, I tell you, when you're in the city, right? You throw things down the toilet. We don't pay attention, man. I tell you, I found some fucking alligators down there. Yeah, big alligators. I've been doing the sewer game 35 years.
But no one really believed the inspector.
Oh, who the fuck's gonna believe that?
Oh yeah, no. And instead, he sent men to watch the sewer walkers to find out how they are retaining whiskey down the pipes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it was just probably people drinking, sort of like, hey, yeah, there's alligators in that part of the sewer. Don't go down there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's an urban legend that gets brought up even in movies today. So, I mean, that's something that's just stayed around.
Oh, yeah, it's... I mean, I'm sure if you put a gator down there, they would fucking die immediately because it's swimming in shit.
Water. Yeah, it's just like shit water. Like, what makes you think that gator is going to be able to survive down there without getting some kind of septic something?
Yeah. Like, there have been accounts of alligators being in sewers. Like, in Paris, France, a Nile crocodile was found by firefighters in a sewer in 1984.
See, a Nile crocodile makes sense because, I mean, you're going near the ocean. Probably wouldn't be hard for them to find something that was nearby.
Yeah.
But an alligator likes fresh water, whereas, like, the Nile crocodile likes salt water, so all that salt water mixing in at that point.
Yeah. And not to mention, these are like French sewers. They're not like American made, where these things are made big and wide.
That's true too,
because they were made like 100,000 years ago. But a 2-foot baby alligator was caught in 2010 by the New York PD, NYPD in Queens. And
I don't know where that alligator came from. You'd be looking at the wrong house.
They definitely said that
I'm walking here.
That it is not from New York because, fun fact about alligators, they are cold-blooded and therefore would die in the snow.
Yeah, that's that is another issue with it being New York, is the winter would be way too cold for them. Like they don't have a way to regulate body heat. They're an ancient reptile, so no, the winter would immediately kill them. Yeah.
And one of my favorite things about this Wikipedia article, because you know how every Wikipedia article has a "see also."
Yeah.
This one says "see also" Leatherhead, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Which is a alligator.
Yeah, he is.
Who lives in the sewers? Ha 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 ha.
Ha 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 ha. Google and Wikipedia poking fun at you.
Yeah.
Like, hey, moron, you mean this guy is? He's not real.
No way you're looking for a real one, you dummy.
So yeah, the alligators in the sewer. Yeah, that's a classic.
Oh yeah. The last one that I got from the original 3, we have the Vanishing Hitchhiker. Ooh.
What do you mean vanishing hitchhiker?
So as the story goes, a person will be driving down the side of the road. Will be driving down the road, and they'll see a person trying to hitchhike.
Okay.
And they'll be like, "Hey, can you bring me to this location? It's so and so and so." And so, the driver will be going down, and then there'll be some distraction on a road, like another person like a person in the middle of the road, so they'll have to like swerve or get distracted somehow. And then they'll look to their hitchhiker, and they'll be gone, typically leaving some sort of item.
Interesting.
Like a coat or a scarf. And then, or in other situations where the driver would give their coat or scarf to the cold person outside, they would find out, like, hey, after the person disappeared, they go into the location, they find it's a cemetery, and they find that their coat is on top of the gravestone.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah.
No, what?
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, that's like one of my favorite gem movies out of like that 80s horror kind of stuff. But the original Hitchhiker, I can't remember if it was late 70s or 80s. Hang on a second. I want to fact check myself on that before I say, because I really I like the original one. They remade it in the 2000s. What's it called? Hitchhiker?
There's a Hitchhiker from 1986.
Hang on. Hitchhiker. I believe it's called Hitchhiker. I can't.
It was a sequel.
The Hitcher. There we go.
Hitcher. Oh, the Hitcher. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the original one because the remake they made there, 2007. It has Sean. What's his name? Sean Penn? No, Sean Bean.
Sean Bean
from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he plays the Hitcher in the remake.
Hitcher.
I don't like the remake was a lot of like that early mid 2000s thing where they added more action than what you need kind of thing, and like it just loses that believability of even what this is trying to do. It does follow some of the same moments. Yeah, the original is 1986. I just watched it recently, in fact, so I'm kind of glad this story came up because that follows. It's. I want to say it's loosely based on that, or at least it has to be loosely based on that urban legend because that whole movie is he stops to help a hitchhiker in the rain. But then something ends up happening. There's like another car that'll pass him or whatever, and he has to pull off. Or I believe in the original one, the way they did it was that the guy like starts freaking him out because he pulls out like a pocket knife and starts talking about death and how it's blah, 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 not a big deal. And then he goes to try to kill him, gets kicked out of the car, but then the guy just disappears. And then the movie escalates because then you find out, spoiler alert for all of you, just go watch the original one. It's great. But he like starts killing other people that he finds along the way, and like he just keeps hitchhiking and killing. That's like his thing. But because that kid got away, he just keeps disappearing, kill people, disappear again, while he's chasing this poor kid around. It's great. The 1986 version is fucking great, and it follows along this urban legend of a guy just disappearing, but they take it to the next level with the guy's like basically a murderer that can just has some weird magical way of always being able to escape and shit.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's the like I said, the original one's way funner. The 2007 one could be fun, I guess. It doesn't have that same feel to it. They go a little too campy, extreme.
Mm-hmm. That's
But yeah.
understandable. So Jared, I'm gonna give you the next one.
Oh, well, what's the next one?
The Black-Eyed Children.
Did you put this one in here specifically because I had said something about it?
I did.
I hate you. You should have told me. I could have tried to get more. I hate you so much sometimes, Anthony. Do you have anything pulled up on it, or
I do. I have the Wikipedia article, but
okay? Because I have to try to remember off the top of my head here. The Black-Eyed Children. It's a very, very weird, more modern urban legend kind of thing. I say more modern because it doesn't have a tie-in like the 1930s or things like that. This one's more modern. Started because of the internet kind of thing. In the early days of emailing, it wasn't like today where you just put in a bunch of different people that you're going to talk to, whatever. Like everybody pretty much had like the old you've got mail. So like very simple, very basic compared to what you're used to. And that's where this urban legend kind of got its start, was because a guy, because again, nowadays we're used to being able to log into a computer or a phone and pay our electric bills or whatever.
mm-hmm.
But at the time where this person had this happen, it was in that late 90s kind of thing where like you had to drive to a place, take a money order, and like pay for whatever bill you had to, your internet bill or whatever, before they started making things automated like they are now. And this guy was in town. He had children approach him about, "Hey, mister, can you give us a ride home? We really want to see," I want to say it was the Mortal Kombat movie, because it was that mid late 90s. It starts at blah 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 time. Like we live just 5 minutes down the road. If you could just give us a ride home so we can get our money, we can be back and catch this movie. And the guy gets really creeped out, and you're just kind of like, "No, I mean, I don't know." And the kids just keep asking him that, and he'll ask him like, "Well, where do you live?" And they'll just be like, "Oh, well, just down the way, just down the way. Can we get in? Can we get in? Can we go? Can we get in?" And then basically back and forth like that. And obviously the guy gets creeped out, drives home.
Let us in, please.
Yeah. He gets very creeped out. He goes to shut his door, and that's when, leaning in, he sees that the kids don't have eyes. They're just like not like a eye socket black hole kind of thing, but like almost like black liquid
Ink.
Yeah, kind of like something of that nature. And yeah, so he slams his door shut and drives home, completely forgets to pay his bill, and immediately sends the AOL email to his close friend about like, "Hey, you're not going to fucking believe what just happened." And then he ends up it opens up a doorway of that there are more accounts of that kind of thing happening. But every account's the same, which is these kids showing up and just kind of being like, "So can we come inside, or can we blah blah blah?" And if you don't let them in, they just repeat the same things over and over. Another one was about like them being hungry, but they needed to come inside before they could eat, even though they try handing them things. They're like, "No, we just rather come inside and sit down." And then they'll just repeat that they're hungry and, "Do you know what an apple is?" and blah blah blah. They're just very fucking creepy.
Yeah. And no, that was well explained. It doesn't say in the article necessarily that it was a Mortal Kombat movie, but it does say 1996, which I believe that was the year the Mortal Kombat movie came out.
Yeah.
But no, that was very well described. That's basically exactly what it is. That the only thing that says here is that the children are aged from 6 to 16.
Yeah, it's a weird looking group of like young kids and tweens.
Yeah.
But yeah, they just repeat about coming inside. I think the thing that's been theorized, if I remember correctly, listening to the podcast that I do, and when this came up, I ended up was like, "Oh, this is interesting." They think that they're demons. that are trying to allow themselves inside to be able to steal souls, but because they're not being allowed inside, then they can't enter.
Yeah, that is a thing with demons and all that. You gotta have permission.
Yeah, they have to be allowed inside.
Yeah.
So that's why they loop around to the same question of may we enter, may we come inside. Pretty much that's how all those encounters go, is they just loop around back to that over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's why I was glad that you said that you could do it, because I'm like, Jared knows that pretty well. He knows the black-eyed kid.
I don't know about knows well. I've heard enough about it to be like, that's interesting.
That is this, etc., etc.
So yeah, that's the black-eyed children, not the black-eyed peas.
No,
don't confuse them.
Let's get it started in here.
No, Anthony, we're not getting them confused. The black-eyed children, they're just creepy, man. Like, hearing about them's creepy, and thinking about if I was in a situation like that, like I would be immediately. I don't know if I'd be able to drive away. I might just be stuck in shock of what the fuck.
Like, no.
They'd find me like everybody from The Ring, curled up in my driver's side seat.
He starved to death. He didn't eat for 2 days in a row.
Those 2 days were the two that broke the camel's back.
So, a little short one here.
Oh, you got a short one.
Yeah,
right.
Cow tipping.
Be proud of it. What about cow tipping?
Cow tipping. You ever been cow tipping, Jared?
No.
Exactly, because you can't do it. Cow tipping.
No, I was never invited to try doing it, but I've heard that it's not possible.
It's not possible, Jared. You're a rancher. Well, you were, at least.
Man, you use a lot of these terms very loosely. So,
yeah.
Okay, I'll allow it.
Jared, you had farm animals when you were growing up in school.
Yeah.
Correct. Cows. You raise cows.
Yeah, we raised a couple.
You know how big a cow is.
Oh, they're massive.
Oh yeah, they're a lot bigger than people think they are.
If you've never been to a farm, then yeah.
Yeah. So the idea where people are going and knocking over cows.
Absolutely ridiculous. Like, you're not tipping a cow.
Yeah. No, like cows. Do cows stand up to sleep, Jared?
No.
No. Yep. That problem number one.
Yeah, I had to think about that for a moment. I'm like, no, I've been in the barn when it was at night. They lay down just like any animal.
Yeah, exactly. But cows cannot be tipped because they require a force between 3,000 and 4,000 newtons. Also, in layman's term, 670 to 900 pounds of force.
Yeah, good luck with that, folks.
Yeah. You need at least 4 and possibly as many as 14 people to achieve that. So,
yeah, I don't know. I no, but I have done the. I did it at least twice. Tying firecracker.
I'm sorry, what?
Tying a firecracker, or not firecracker, but like a firework to a cowtail and then watching it spin. I've been with buddies doing that at least twice.
Yeah, cows are.
I also
big
went out with a friend as we blew up toads with firecrackers.
You should be so happy that Mike isn't here.
That's why I'm saying it now, because I can get away with it.
Yeah.
I was a child. It's what you did. You put firecrackers up at a toad's butthole.
You know what? I never did that when I was a child once.
Oh, really? Man, there's a lot of people who did that. I don't know.
Fun fact about cow tipping. It's been around for ages. And not only that, but it's been with other animals as well.
Really?
Yeah. As you see, Julius Caesar himself believed that the European elk had no knee joints and could not get up if it fell down.
Wow.
Yeah, turns out Julius Caesar, big dumb.
Well, I mean, it was an ancient man. You can't blame him for not having the science we do now to understand the human body.
It was an elk body, and he said it had no knees, Jared.
Yeah, well, again, they didn't have the same science to be able to understand the body.
You can look at the knees, Jared.
Anthony, again, he was a primitive man, comparatively, but he was a smart leader. But that doesn't mean he was smart, scientifically speaking. I think that we should lay off it.
All right.
Yeah.
Louis IX of France in 1255
Oh no.
gave an elephant to Henry III of England, and an accompanying text cites the elephant lore, suggesting that elephants did not have knees and were unable to get up if they fell.
What is it with just thinking that every animal doesn't have knees? I'm seeing a pattern where like, clearly it's all one giant shin bone. There's no way it could possibly get up. It doesn't have knees. Look, there's no kneecap.
Yeah,
I think I see a ball in between. No. It's all, that's just how it's connected and fused together.
They can't bend the knees. I just... Yeah.
Oh, fuck me.
So, yeah, no cows.
Oh, preposterous. That giant animal can't have knees. They would have blown out by now.
Exploded. Oh, sorry. I keep hitting the mic just to let everyone know. The reason why I keep hitting the mic is because it is,
we're trying to get used to doing it this way, guys.
Yeah, it's a different setup, so I have it over me as opposed to under me.
But hopefully, in a little while, we'll have a completely new place that we might be able to do things at, depending. So,
yeah,
depending on how everybody feels. So,
yeah. Well, we shall see when we see that. So, I have a fun one.
He has a fun word
called the Bunny Man.
Do you want a bunny? Okay. Tell me about the Bunny Man.
So, the Bunny Man is an urban legend that originated from two incidents in Fairfax County, Virginia in the 1970s.
So, first off, I think I know what you're about to talk about.
Uh-huh.
And this one I do find fucking hilarious.
I think we should go here. I'll be honest. I think it'd be cool. So, in Fairfax, Fairfax County, in Virginia, there is a bridge. It is now known as the Bunnyman Bridge. So,
I do know this one. This one is very fun.
Yeah. So, in October 1970, U.S. Air Force Academy cadet Robert Benet and his fiancee were visiting relatives that on Guinea Road in Burke, Virginia.
Oh, honey, I can't wait to take you to go see my family.
Oh, I can't wait, dear. It'll be great.
Yeah, we're going to take the back road. Beautiful country.
So, they returned from their home and they reportedly parked their fields in the car, and they parked their car in a field on Guinea Road to visit an uncle who lived across the street from where the car was parked.
Oh, come on, honey. The car will be fine here. We can go see my uncle.
Oh, dear. Oh, how grand.
Look how beautiful the country is here.
So as they sat in the front seat with the motor running, they noticed something moving outside the rear window. Moments later, the front passenger window was smashed in, and a white-clad figure was standing near the broken window.
Whoa! How you doing there, folks? Oh no, the beautiful country! What's happening to my beautiful country?
So, Benet, he turned the car around, and while the man screamed about them trespassing, including you're on private property.
You've been getting on my land.
I have your tag number. As they drove down the road, they discovered that they had a hatchet now on their floor of their car.
Oh, Lord, there's a hatchet in my... Oh, man, that's going to cost me a fortune to take out now.
While police requested a description of the man, Benet insisted he was wearing a white suit with long bunny ears.
I swear, he looked like an Easter bunny, but he was trying to kill us, not give us Easter eggs.
Actually,
I tell you now, the damage to my goddamn car is what I'm worried about here.
Wow, way to do a stereotype, Jared. It was actually the opposite. She was the fiance was very much being like, no, it was just a man.
Oh, but then the guy was like, no, it was a giant bunny.
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on. No, I'm telling you, he wrecked our car. It was a guy in a suit. No, I tell you now, that was the Easter bunny. I heard the stories. I know he lived on that road. I should have known better. My uncle warned me.
The second reported sighting occurred on October 29th, just 10 days later.
So, did he? If I remember right, he attacks another car, right? Or is this the one where they're at like a cabin?
It looks like a cabin because
Okay.
a construction security guard Paul Phillips was approached by a man standing on the porch of an unfinished home in Kings Park on Guinea Road. Phillips said the man was wearing a gray, black, and white bunny costume, was about 20 years old, 5'8", and weighed about 175 pounds.
Boy, I tell you, this whole thing here, if you just give it a good old paint job, and we put some red oak, just paint, I tell you, this porch would really pop.
I don't know what to tell you, but you move along, sir. You don't belong here.
The man began chopping at the porch with a long-handed axe, saying, "You are trespassing. If you come any closer, I will cut off your head."
And look, and I'm gonna do all the work for free.
Excuse me. So the Fairfax County Police opened investigations into both incidents, but they were both closed due to lack of evidence.
Well, I mean, we combed the woods and did not find a bunny.
Did not find shit.
We didn't find shit.
Yep, and yeah, there's the Gloucester overpass. This is also known as the Bunnyman Bridge. It doesn't say why in here, but give me one second.
I was gonna say, is that because it's like covered in like Easter egg paint, and it just has a big sign, like looks like it was painted by a 5-year-old that just says "Do not trespass" or something.
No,
do not trespass.
I'm sure it has to do something with like the Bunnyman showing up there.
I mean, that's probably more accurate, but
yeah,
give people a little something as a
yeah,
visual.
a little something, yeah. Just like
I think it's gonna be
there's
people.
Probably something about trying to go find him. They chased him to this bridge. They lost him. They found a bunch of dead bunnies. I'm pretty sure that's something to do with it.
Dead bunnies everywhere.
So yeah, the Bunnyman's an interesting one just because it's such a random fucking thing of just a dude in like a bunny mask and sort of bunny costume, but like has this fucking hatchet and he's just going around threatening people by like, "You trespassing on my land!" Like, where did you even come from?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bunnyman's a fun one. Now Anthony has this idea.
I have
another
many
peek
ideas.
behind the curtain, like I do with our other show. But I just real quick, folks. Anthony and Mike have been talking to me about this idea about CLT on the road kind of thing, where they want to go to locations of things and like, give you guys some like video content of stupid things we'd come up with. I'm fully on board with it. I think it'd be fucking hilarious and great.
Sort of like a mixture of like ghost hunters and finding Bigfoot.
Yeah, it'd be ridiculous, over the top. We like, I love the idea of being able to just be like, for me, it would be being able to like do characters or something, and like being in that setting would be a lot of fun.
Dressing up like a bunny man.
Exactly, it's just dumb shit like that would be really fun. But folks, with that, take a heartfelt moment. Patreon.com/OddcastN. Because anything that you help support us with there, that's what the money goes towards. Is that show, some other shows that the guys want to do that I think would be kind of fun ideas to work with. That's what that's what it's there for. So if you like that idea, you want to see that come true, go over there. $1, $3, $5, whatever the fuck you want to give, we don't care. It just helps us put money towards that.
Oh yeah, and we would love to do that. Like, season 3 is going to be so next season, next year, we're doing the 50 Nifties, where
that's going through each state, right?
Yep, we're gonna go state. We're gonna talk about when the state was founded, little like fun facts about the state, and then basically we're gonna go over cryptids and certain legends per each state.
And that one should be a lot of fun too. I hope you guys will enjoy. And thank you for giving my man Anthony here a listen.
Yeah,
he puts a lot of work into this, and I appreciate it. It's interesting, the things that he digs up to talk about.
I mean, a lot of work. Not a lot of work in this episode because reasons.
Things were chaotic. Things have been chaotic. If you've been listening to any of the other shows, things have been a bit out of order for a couple weeks here. We're trying to figure things out.
But hey, we got it out, and
hey, we did it. We're here.
I'll be honest, if Jared wasn't able to record, I was just going to record it by myself tomorrow.
We all know how that would have gone.
Yesterday. Yep, I probably wouldn't have been able to stretch it to this long, let alone 10 minutes. Who knows? But
well, I like coming on here and trying to bring these things to life for all of you, just because I have fun doing it.
Oh, and I have fun when people are on. Y'all bring your own attitude, your own charm to the episodes.
Our own unique flavor.
Yeah, exactly. But Jared, where can people find you?
You can always message me on any of our social medias for a message to any of the guys here. At OddcastN on Twitter, or at JokeyPantsGames on Twitter. You can also send us email you can send me an email about anything to oddcastmedia@gmail.com. We already mentioned the Patreon. I'll also just say Anthony has some shirts available of CLT design over on oddcastn.threadless.com.
Very, very sweet of you to give that a shout out.
Hey, James has one, and I agree with James. I like the logo for Anthony's show. It's the one that we kind of have up right now while we were recording this. It's the CLT logo, just minus the blue in the back, so you get the logo on whatever shirt you want, in just its own little thing, and it just looks it looks nice on a shirt. It fits well.
It does. Sam did a really great job.
She really did.
And I really want to hit her up for, I think season 3, I want to get a new artwork.
Ooh.
Some, like, United States themed. Maybe
that could be interesting.
Maybe give, like, the monster a trilby hat or something. Or a trifold hat, whatever it's called.
That could be interesting. Well, look for that, folks.
Yeah. But... yeah, and you can follow me at CLT_sandwich and at Inferno Frenzy. You can also email thecltsandwich@gmail.com for any questions, comments below, or even topic ideas.
Indeed.
Yeah, but thank you for listening and sampling today's flavor of CLT sandwich. We hope you enjoyed it, and we will join us next week to try a brand new one. Remember, there are whispers in the shadows, unseen creatures, and the Bunny Man, but do not be afraid.
You're trespassing on my land.
We're here to make it more palatable for everyone's consumption. Stay safe and stay hungry.
I said you trespassing on my land.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.